1, 2, 3.
Table read, the Jew who saved Christmas!
The Jew Who Saved Christmas, written by Selyna Warren and Marissa Reed. Episode 1. Interior, O'Hare Airport, Chicago, early evening. The airport is bustling with holiday excitement. O'Hare Hall is decked out with boughs of holly. Red velvet bows hang festively. Light-up turtle doves float below the skylight ceiling where snowflakes dance to carols playing over the loudspeakers. It's Christmas Eve. On the moving walkway, we meet our hero, Bernie Gold. The neon lights turn blue and white, creating a halo of Jewish light around our lead. Bernie is a mess. Her Spirit Airlines uniform is untucked and unwashed. With zero fucks to give, Bernie takes a massive hit off her vape. As she exhales, our title slaps, The Jew Who Saved Christmas.
Bernie!
Introducing the bane of Bernie's existence, Agent GIMBLE, a TSA agent who takes his job very seriously. His muscles bulge out of his uniform as he scolds Bernie.
If I gave a rat's ass about Christmas, I'd say you just gave me a present.
Agent GIMBLE writes up a formal complaint.
Vaping violation, code 219. No way you're getting out of this one. Enjoy getting shit kicked.
Bernie blows her vape smoke directly into his chiseled trap before walking away.
I will get you gone, Bernie!
Interior Spirit Airlines counter O'Hare moments later. Bernie stands behind the check-in counter staring blankly at an angry customer, his overweight bag on the scale between them.
I'm already paying a fee for choosing my seat, a fee for my backpack, a fee to drink water. And now you want me to pay an extra $25 because my bag is 1 pound overweight?
I don't make the rules, sir. I just barely get paid to enforce them.
You can't make an exception? It's 1 pound. Your airline is named Spirit and it's Christmas Eve.
Or the 7th night of Hanukkah.
The customer wipes away the spit that landed in his eye. Bernie leans over the counter.
Tell you what, I'm gonna help you out.
Yes, thank you.
Lose the wine, and no matter the weight, I'll waive the fee.
Unbelievable.
The angry customer digs through his bag and slams the bottle on the counter. As he walks away,
Enjoy Baltimore!
Bernie turns to Eve, her best friend and festive co-worker. Eve's joyous, direct, and is a firm believer of fate. As Eve lugs heavy bags onto the conveyor belt, Bernie gooses her with the bottle of wine.
Ah, don't do that!
Now I don't have to pick up a bottle for the party tonight. It's a Hanukkah miracle.
I didn't know your kind had those.
We invented them. Cheers, bitch.
You just shoved that up my butt and now you're gonna serve it to your family?
Duh.
Eve reaches under the counter to grab something.
If your crude ass celebrated my reason for the season, you'd get nothing but coal. But since you don't, I got you a little something for Hanukkah.
Aw, Eve. You got me a present? Good, cause I also got you something.
Bernie reaches under her side of the counter and pulls out more contraband, this time absinthe.
I saw you confiscate that.
Yeah, for you. You're welcome. Okay, my turn.
Bernie unwraps her gift and her face drops when she sees that inside lies a flight attendant application.
You filled out my application?
You're welcome.
That's mail fraud.
You've been putting it off. Look, B, I still really want to go through training together, but I can't wait any longer. I'm manifesting getting my wings in the new year.
This was hate mail, not a present.
I know you don't believe in signs, but I printed out my application and 2 came out. See? Everything happens for a reason.
Stop quoting your psychic.
He's my pastor, but he is deeply intuitive.
Eve.
I'm just saying that clearly a higher power is guiding me to be your light. Follow me. Let me help you.
Jews don't get saved. And besides, I'm not taking advice from a woman who believes that my choices are dictated by the universe.
Eve slapsticks a checked luggage tag to Bernie's forehead.
Ow!
Someone had to check your ego.
Did it have to be to Missouri?
Everyone needs help sometimes, Bernie. When are you gonna get a grasp of that?
Bernie opens her mouth to argue but stops herself, thinking.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I am?
Yes, I am ready to admit that I need help. From you. Right now, actually.
Bernie, I'm not covering
You
for
can cover for me! I want to hit up the dispensary before they close. Thank you! You are such a good friend. Merry Christmas Eve, Eve.
Bernie hops over the counter, grabbing her wine.
You are so annoying.
Save you some soup gagnotte.
I don't speak Jewish.
Not a language.
Bernie exits into the snowy night. Eve looks down at the left behind application. She shakes her head in disappointment. Exterior, streets of Chicago, early evening. Bernie walks down the magnificent mile, lit up with Christmas Windows displays as her AirPods blast the score to Home Alone, interrupting her jovial jam or multiple texts from her family.
Text alert from Mom. Bernie, do you have enough wine? Dad likes dry whites.
Bernie rolls her eyes.
Text alert from Bitch Sister. Make sure you lock your bedroom. The garage isn't safe for baby Samuel.
5 isn't a baby, you psychopath.
Text alert from Auntie Orna. Friendly reminder, no peanut emoji, peanut emoji, peanut emoji. Text alert from Mom. I pulled out the dining room leaf so you wouldn't scratch it like you did last time.
Bernie takes out her AirPods and all is silent. She's suddenly calm, odd for a woman headed down an unlit alley. Bernie puts her keys between her fingers, strolling until she lands under a neon sign reading, "The Kosh Kush." Bernie kisses her fingers before touching a mezuzah, which buzzes her in. Interior, the Kosh Kush, continuous. Bernie heads to the counter and picks up a displayed shofar. To the goys out there, it's a ram's horn used to ring in the Jewish New Year. A sign reads, "Blow me." Bernie follows suit. A long toot rings out, "Tekiah!" Through a beaded curtain enters Benjamin. Benjamin sports payas and a man bun. Think Jewish Dave Matthews.
Bernie! Hag Sameach, my dude.
Benjamin and Bernie secret handshake over the counter. He slides Bernie a new cartridge for her vape.
On the house for the holiday, broski.
Thanks, Benjamin, but I'll be needing more than this for tonight.
That's right. It's your big night, 7 Fiesta.
First night hosting since 2011.
The infamous night for fire. You're a local legend, ya diddy.
Benjamin points to a framed Chicago Tribune clipping. The headline reads, "Miracle of Frights. Hanukkah party gone wrong. Oil fire burns family home."
I've asked you to take that down.
Benjamin shakes his head. Never.
Well, that's old news because after tonight, my name in Hanukkah won't be associated with fire. Actually, it will be, but the Gen Z good kind.
Hell yeah, friend. So how can I help you get redemptive fried? You looking for an indica in the couch situation or a pre-party pump-up?
Benjamin, I'm not smoking before my party. My family's already taking cash bets on me beefing it. I just want something for after to help me unwind.
I got just the thing, my man.
Benjamin ducks below the counter and pops back up with gold-wrapped gelt. Bernie inspects the tag.
Miracle gelt.
Just one bite, and in one night, 8 crazy adventures will ignite.
I do love a theme. 8 miracles per serving.
My Savta in Israel got these eats from some ancient rabbi who's a descendant of the Maccabees. This shit's got salt from the Dead Sea. Dates from the West Bank. It's blessed by like 4 holy beards.
Yeah, okay, easy on the hard sell. I'm down for edibles. Thanks, Ben. All right, I'm out. Wish me luck.
Jews don't believe in luck. Only bucks. 50, actually.
You know, it's still cheaper than therapy. Happy Hanukkah, schmuck.
As Bernie pays and heads out, a customer blows the shofar in Benjamin's face.
I'm right here.
Interior, Bernie's parents' house, night. Jewish instrumental drops as we see inserts of Bernie preparing for the party. A blue tablecloth parachutes open. A gleaming menorah is set atop. Oil bubbles as potato latke batter splatters. Manischewitz flows down a tower of stacked coops. Dreidels and gelt are spread out on the kiddie table. A Best of Barbara record spins. Jelly is squeezed into donuts. A Star of David necklace is secured over Bernie's throat. Interior living room, later that night. Bernie beams with pride as her family enjoys her party. Looking spiffy in her blue dress, Bernie dances around gracefully, offering latkes from a tray. She lands at the family gossip.
Auntie Orna. Vodka?
Bernie! You look gorgeous. Dressing up for someone special, or you still single?
Still single.
Bernie laughs it off as she continues on.
Daddy, ZAYDE, Ladka?
Bernadette, you find your own place yet? Or you still freeloading off your parents?
Still freeloading.
Bernie continues on, the tray leading her to Uncle Gary, a man who is mostly nose hairs.
There she is, my Jewess stewardess. Can I finally get a free ticket to Bermuda, or do you still, what's up? There she is, my Jewess stewardess. Can I finally get a free ticket to Bermuda, or you still just a check-in girl?
Bernie opens her mouth to reply, but her very pregnant and uptight older sister, ROMI, answers for her.
Still just a check-in girl. She's afraid of flying and wants to be a flight attendant. I actually think the poetic stupidity sums up Bernie to a T.
Uncle Gary stares blankly at Bernie. There's an awkward beat.
Gary, did you know ROMI is a lawyer? Isn't that impressive? She helps end marriages. What a hero. ROMI, tell Gary about your cases in placenta.
A knock on the door saves the day. Bernie answers, revealing carol singers. Bernie's neighbors, dressed in Yuletide, immediately burst into song.
Hi, Phil. We're actually in the middle of... Can you just stop singing for one? How long is this song? You know what? I don't have time to... Shut the fuck up!
Bernie's scream makes the carol singers abruptly stop. Phil, Bernie's Ned Flandery's neighbor, rests his hands on his Von Trapp-looking son's shoulders.
I'm sorry, Phil. What can I do you for? We're in the middle of a Hanukkah party.
Sorry to intrude, Bernie. We do know you're Jewish.
Why quotations?
But we wanted to include you in the Christmas fun.
How neighborly. But it is I that should include you. Why don't you join in on our Hanukkah fun?
Phil's tow-headed child grabs his dad in fear.
Dad, no! If we go in there, Santa will think I'm Jewish. He'll skip our house and I won't get my Nintendo Switch.
Maybe next time, Bernie. It's not like Hanukkah has a shortage of nights. And yet y'all still picked Christmas Eve to celebrate. Well, okay. We're off to finish the rounds. Spread the cheer.
Convert the masses.
Pardon?
Merry Christmas, Phil. Area neighbors.
They start to sing Mary Did You Know as Bernie slams the door in their faces. Interior living room later. The family is gathered around as Bernie lights the menorah. Everyone sings the prayer. Baruch, Baruch, Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner she'al Hanukkah.
Do you want to do that again?
Why? I thought it was perfect.
You keep going.
Says our fake Jew. Everyone claps and celebrates. Bernie's mother, Fran, pinches Bernie's arm.
Hey, kid. You did good. Real good.
Thanks, Mom.
I mean, I have to be honest. I was worried. I was not confident that this would be such a success. I upped our insurance policy. The addition's barely a decade old.
Yeah, that's nice, Mom.
But you're really growing up. I know a lot of millennials had to move back in with their parents. I mean, not your sister, but you did. You were always a little behind.
Mom, you were complimenting me, I think?
Right, sorry. What I'm trying to say is tonight, after refusing my excellent party planning advice and ignoring your sister's offer to cater, you still... What I mean is, everything you did was absolutely beyond.
Wow, you can't let me have one compliment without...
But Rami's not the only one clearing her throat. Bernie looks around as her family erupts into hacking fits, hives, itchy palms, and swollen faces.
Bernie! Bernie, nothing had peanuts, right?
Mom, no, I know everyone's allergic. I'm not an idiot.
Fran takes off into the interior kitchen, continuous. She opens cabinets, drawers, and bags as Bernie shadows her.
Mom, you're stressing out for no reason. Sure, our family may be a little... congested, but it could be anything.
Fran continues to search for the source. Bernie follows her, making her case.
I would not have done something so careless. I over-prepared for tonight that, by the way, you were just complimenting me on. So, we could sit here and spend our night searching for a phantom peanut that does not exist, or you could let me finish throwing the best Hanukkah party this family has ever seen.
Fran turns around slowly, lips now straight out of Kylie's syringe. She is holding up a huge tub of arachias oil.
What? That's not peanut oil. I splurged for the fancy stuff. It was like $7 extra.
Arachis oil is peanut oil!
Fran and Bernie re-enter the interior living room, continuous.
We gotta go to the ER. David, start the car. Get the EpiPen.
They see everyone shuffling out. Bernie grabs her coat and is almost out the door when her sister stops her.
No! You've done enough!
Bernie is left behind, watching her family load into their car as they try not to die. Interior, Bernie's bedroom, converted garage hours later. Now in her PJs, a giant Hanukkah hoodie and tighty whities, Bernie lies in bed watching TV. A Christmas commercial where a gooey chocolate chip cookie is pulled apart makes Bernie perk up.
Nestle.
Sexiest commercial I've ever heard.
Sexual! I tried. Okay, wait. Nestle, the only cookie suitable for Santa.
Fuck yeah.
Bernie is covered in flour dough as she mixes cookie dough and searches the cupboard.
Chocolate chips.
Not finding the goods, Bernie thinks and then spots the kitty gelt on the table. Light bulb moment.
Oh, yeah. Miracle gelt.
Smash 2. Edgar Wright style inserts. An underwear drawer flies open. Miracle gelt is snatched. A chocolate coin is smashed with a meat tenderizer. Cookie dough is spooned onto a sheet and shoved in an oven. A window flies open. Bernie fans out potent smoke. Ding! Cookies are ready. Interior living room later. Bernie plops onto the couch, holding a plate of edible chocolate chip cookies. She grabs one and immediately burns her finger.
Ouch! Patience, practice patience.
She sets the cookies aside and clicks on the TV. Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights starts.
Ugh, is this all we get?
Bernie yawns and rubs her eyes. Seconds later, she's fully conked out, mouth open, drooling. Time lapse. Breaking the sound of white noise and snores is an eerie creaking, not coming from doors. Scuffling and sleigh bells are heard from the roof. The clatter continues till we see the proof. Soot wafts out of the fireplace, and we introduce Santa in all of his grace. He is the perfect Coca-Cola Claus, jolly red circular cheeks, tiny gold frames that sit on the tip of his button nose, and the kindest blue eyes you've ever seen. Santa puts down his big red bag and spots the cookies. He makes a beeline for the baked goods and takes a bite. But as he chomps, he notices that something isn't kosher. Or rather, it is. His eyes snap to a menorah, a dreidel, manischewitz, latkes, unwrapped socks, a black Amex, and finally, Bernie, who is now wide awake. Santa stares back at her in confusion until his list magically flies up. It smacks him on the hand, unscrolls, and floats before him. As Santa inspects the list, he sees the check twice boxes empty. He shakes his head and gives a belly laugh.
Always check twice.
Bernie, frozen on the other side of the couch, tries to reason with herself.
I'm dreaming?
Santa inspects his list further.
Oh, Kringle, you're at the wrong house.
I'm stoned?
Better get this Nintendo next door toot sweet.
But I didn't have a cookie.
She notices the half-bitten cookie.
Did I?
She did not, but Santa did. It's about to go up the chimney when that shit hits. We smash zoom into Santa's eye and go on a galactic journey through candy cane fields and snowflakes galore. The snowflakes take the form of stars of David. A menorah rushes to the forefront and a lone hand lights the first candle. Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 1! Go for latke and get fried!
We are sucked out of Santa's eye. He's a frozen statue, unable to speak or move.
Excuse me? Hello, mister?
Santa's stoic. Bernie grabs a cheese knife from a nearby charcuterie and points it at Santa.
Listen, man. I don't know if you're like a John Wayne Gacy, except instead of clowns, you do like a Santa thing. But my finger is on my Lady Walk app, and if you don't leave, I'll release it. And cops will be here pronto.
Santa has no reaction. Bernie stares at him nervously until Santa's scroll begins to glow and vibrate.
What the?
The list magically presents itself to Bernie. She sees etch-a-sketched images of her neighbor Phil's Von Trapp's son unwrapping a Nintendo Switch. A flashing title reads, Undelivered.
Nintendo Switch, how did you know?
An error sign flashes reading, Wrong house, Jew. The list magically scrolls up and flies back to Santa, burrowing into his jacket.
Holy fuck. He's real, you're real. It's true, it's all true, it's beautiful. Oh my God. You're Santa.
Bernie notices the cookie crumbs in Santa's beard and remembers he ate the edible.
I drugged Santa. Oh no. I already ruined Hanukkah. I can't ruin Christmas. I'm a Jewish Grinch. Okay. He's just a little stoned. What do I do when I'm too fried? Snacks.
Bernie picks up some brie and runs over to him.
Cheese, Mr. Claus?
She tries to feed him, but it falls to the floor.
Too stoned to eat? Been there. Okay, no problem. Cold water.
Bernie rushes to the fridge and fills up a glass of ice water, but when she tries to make Santa drink, it slops down his mouth.
Come on, Santa, work with me here.
She dips her fingers into the water and splashes him repeatedly. Nothing. A gust of wind howled.
Fresh air. Yeah, always sobers me up. Okay, so how do you,
Bernie gestures to the chimney.
Front door. Front door is good.
Time jump. Santa's arms are now draped over Bernie's shoulders as she attempts to drag him to the door.
Almost there. Okay, I can do it. No, I need a break. Okay, let's just rest for a minute.
Bernie props Santa upright. He balances for a moment until he slowly falls backwards and breaks the coffee table. Glass shatters and food flies.
I killed Santa.
Santa's eyes squint open. He smiles, feeling fine.
Oh, thank God. Good sign, good sign.
Bernie tugs on Santa's hands, trying to get him up.
Come on! A little wind on your face, and you'll be right as rain to deliver happiness to the youth of the world, and I will in no way have hindered it.
Bernie grabs Santa's belt to hoist him up and notices the buckle is actually a button reading, Push.
Feels unspecific.
Bernie pushes the button. Suddenly, a magnetic force begins to suck Santa towards the chimney. Bernie, tangled up with Santa, becomes Christmas cocktail.
We know what you're thinking.
Bernie, tangled up with Santa, becomes Christmas roadkill. She flies backwards. She hits her head on the ground. She's dragged, getting third-degree rug burns. Bernie claws at the rug, but it's no use. The rug goes with. In a last-ditch effort to save her skin, Bernie throws her arms out, stopping herself at the base of the chimney. After a brief moment of resignation, Bernie looks straight into the barrel for our first...
Oi!
Bernie gets sucked up the chimney. Bricks and soot explode out, destroying the living room. Exterior roof, seconds later. Santa and Bernie are shot out of the chimney onto the snowy roof. Bernie lands, face down, ass up, looking like a Jewish schmuck. Santa has landed perfectly in the sleigh. Bernie gets up and takes in the sleigh's majestic glory. She runs her fingers along the cranberry paint and velvety upholstery. She travels down the reins to 9 noble reindeer. Bernie's smile is ear to ear. This is real-life magic.
Wow. I can't believe it. It's a freaking fairy tale. You truly fly around and make the world a better place by spreading pure Christmas cheer.
Bernie realizes Santa has passed out asleep. Drool City.
Right. I weed-roofied Santa.
Bernie attempts to wake him, but he's out cold. She takes a deep breath, climbs into the sleigh, and leans her head on his shoulders.
Father Christmas? Your Majesty? I don't want to be the person who makes it all about themselves, but I will not come back from this. Jews specialize in guilt, and if my drug habit single-handedly takes down Christmas, it will be bleak for me, okay? It will be rough.
Bernie turns to Santa's cheek, desperately whispering so close to his face.
Anti-Semitism? All-time high right now. Jews don't have hella fans in the best of times, so it cannot be my fault that Christmas doesn't happen. Santa, wake up! Come on, Santa, handle your shit!
Bernie has taken Santa's lifeless arms and is waving them in the air. From the streets below, Bernie's neighbor, Phil, and his Von Trapp son are walking home from caroling. They spot Bernie from afar with Santa and assume he's a decoration.
Look at that. No more dark house on the block. So glad you're finally decorating and getting into the spirit.
Back on the roof, the sleigh's radio turns on. An elf's voice comes through.
Santa? You sure are taking your tinsel time getting to those orphans in Indiana. Is everything plum pudding over there?
Orphans?
She grabs the radio.
Hello? Hi? This is my name is Bernie Gold, and there's, a slight situation here with the Saint Nick, with Santa.
An interruption of elves comes through the radio.
A situation? Did she say go? Put Santa on.
Santa is asleep.
He never sleeps. He's a Christmas vampire.
Santa went to the wrong house, my house, and some stuff went down, and now he is basically not good to go.
You ruined Christmas. What did you do to Santa? You will be remembered for only this.
No, it's not ruined. I didn't ruin. I can help. I can fix it. He's not good to go, but I'm good to go. Just tell me how to.
No, you've done enough.
Okay, having deja vu.
The head elf, PSOTNIK, takes over.
Just turn the sleigh onto autopilot and bring Santa back to the North Pole.
I can do that. Where is autopilot?
Bernie looks at the dashboard, which is old school, meters and dials galore with confusing symbols.
Quit scrooging around. St. Nick's on a strict schedule. We've already lost Indiana, and who knows how long it'll take to get Santa feeling pine once he's here. Christmas may be lost for some, but not all if you move your fat Christmas ham.
Okay. Feels like you spend a lot of time yelling at me when you could have just told me where to look.
Find it!
Okay, I'm sorry. This is not a normal situation. Wait. I think I found it.
Bernie spots a hidden lever under the dash with a symbol that looks like Santa on a roller coaster. Bernie's hand hovers over the lever, thinking,
So, should I come with to make sure that he's...
No! That would make no freaking sense! This is clearly your fault, because before you, Bernie Gold, Santa never went silent night on the job. You clearly bring bad tidings.
Bernie, a nerve struck, sits back from the lever.
You better turn the fudging autopilot on right now!
Bernie flips off the radio and has an epiphany.
Holy shit. This is one of Eve's signs. Everything happens for a reason. I'm not buying that on the night I ruined my holiday, you show up just so I can ruin yours. That's like too on the nose.
Bernie turns to an asleep Santa as she continues to hunt down her theory.
I don't think you came to my house by accident. You're Santa. Your whole thing is believing in people. I think. I don't actually know. I grew up on John Lovitz, not Rudolph, but maybe you're here because no one in my life believes in me.
Bernie gets some moxie.
But they're wrong. Aren't they, Santa? All right, I'm gonna try. I could pull this off. I mean, I can't let a bunch of Indiana orphans wake up disappointed because of me. I'm not going down in history as a worse Jew than Netanyahu.
Bernie grabs Santa's lifeless hand.
Okay, I'll follow the light. Let's do this. Let's go save Christmas.
End of episode 1.
Mary, did you know that you're the baby boy?
Text alert from Mom. I pulled out the dining room leaf so you wouldn't scratch it like you did last time.
That was so good.
Yeah, that was I do both those jobs.
That's incredible. Wow.
I'm so used to it. She sounds that way all the time.
Ho, 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 ho. Did you eat one of Bernie's special cookies and forget what happened in the first episode? Well, Santa doesn't blame you. I wasn't all there that night either. Our story began at O'Hare Airport, where we met Bernie Gold, a Spirit Airlines liaison with no Christmas spirit. And not just because she's Jewish. After ruining her family's Hanukkah party, Bernie tries to down her sorrows by whipping up Santa's all-time favorite, chocolate chip cookies. Only Bernie added a naughty ingredient, a rare strain of kosher cannabis. And when I accidentally landed at the wrong house, Bernie's house, well, I thought those cookies were a gift for old Saint Nick. Well, let's just say Santa got higher than the North Pole. As I was thrust into the first of 8 Jewish-themed stoner miracles, Bernie had no choice but to step up and become my designated driver, or be forever known as the Jew who ruined Christmas.
Episode 2, Interior, O'Hare Airport, later that night. An asleep Santa, sporting a Wisconsin Dells bucket hat and sunglasses, is haphazardly strung over a baggage cart, being pushed by Bernie.
Yeah, sorry I had a weekend at Bernie's, your ass, but there was no way I was getting in that sleigh.
Eve looks on in confusion as Bernie wheels Santa to the Spirit Airlines counter. Bernie hops over and goes nuts on the computer. Eve looks back and forth from Bernie to Man in Red.
I have questions.
No time, Eve. Gotta be a hero.
Is your party over? How did it go?
Bernie types vigorously. Eve looks at Bernie's screen.
Indiana? What's in Indiana?
An orphanage, Eve.
2 tickets. You're getting on a plane? Standby doesn't let you do first class.
Damn it!
Bernie backspaces aggressively.
What is going on? Who is this man? Is this your uncle or something?
Ooh. Yeah, that's good. Let's go with that.
What happened to your crippling fear of flying, heights, and the first final destination?
Eve, I got a point to prove, an Ativan to take, and no time to explain.
Bernie grabs her tickets and wheels Santa towards security. Interior, boarding tunnel, later. Bernie struggles to figure out the brakes on Santa's wheelchair. She kicks the chair multiple times, making out cold Santa jerk back and forth. She bends down to nonchalantly whisper into his ear.
Okay, Papa Noel. We got through security with minor hiccups. Thank you, Dave. And now, we just need to board, take off in a man-made steel tube of circulated farts, and defy gravity without understanding how. Easy.
Bernie's cell rings. Not thinking, she picks it up. Intercut with Interior, Northwestern Hospital, simultaneously. ROMI paces in front of a vending machine, rubbing her Prego belly annoyingly.
Hello, yes, what?
Why are you yelling? I'm surprised you're even awake. Thought you'd for sure have smoked yourself into a pot coma.
Funny you should say that.
Why is that funny? You haven't even asked how anyone is.
Right. The peanut thing. How is everyone?
Not great. Mom went into anaphylactic shock and is on an epinephrine drip.
Oh my god. Is she gonna be okay?
Yes, don't be so dramatic. Anyway, I'm calling because I'm feeling much better. Even pregnant, my immune system is robust.
Bernie rolls her eyes.
I'm gonna convince the doctor to release me so I can head back early and clean up the party. I assume you haven't, and Mom doesn't need any more stress.
No!
Everyone in the tunnel stares at Bernie, who just screamed.
I mean, no! You need a rest. Take care of my little niece in there.
Nephew.
You're Mom's favorite, so she'll want you by her side. I promise, the house will be clean by the time you guys get home. When are you thinking that'll be?
Hopefully by morning? I hate that Samuel has to spend the night here.
So go be with him. And Mom. I got the house really wrong. I promise.
Okay, but to be frank, everyone is at their wits' ends with you. Mom and Dad are getting older. They can't handle the drama. If they come home to a mess, I don't know how much longer you'll be welcome. Oh, that's the nurse. I gotta go.
Hi.
Bernie startles when she notices a bundled boy staring at gold pixie dust swirling out of Santa's open mouth every time he snores.
Is that Santa?
Yes.
The line starts to move as everyone boards the plane. Interior, Spirit Airplane, later. Bernie finishes buckling a snooze Santa into his seat. A flight attendant approaches.
Oh, your grandpa?
I wish. My life would have been way cooler. Can I have the alcohol?
Vodka? Gin?
Yes.
That'll be $40.
Water will be fine.
steal 40.
Please go.
Bernie pops open her Ativan bottle. The doors shut loudly. Bernie coolly adjusts her position.
Okay, here we go. It's happening.
As the plane starts to taxi, Bernie grabs Santa's hand. She shuts her eyes tight.
Real talk, Nicholas? I wish I was the one high right now. I know you're going through 8 crazy nights in one, or whatever Benjamin said, but I could really use some catatonic right now.
As Bernie continues to mumble to herself, Santa's eyes bust open, smash zoom into Santa's peeper. We enter his eye and dive through a stocking to emerge in a boiling pot of oil. A menorah's second candle gets lit and Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 2! Become a dreidel and spin out!
We are sucked out of Santa's iris. His eyes are now vibrating. Bernie feels Santa shaking.
Uh-oh. Santa?
Get me out of here!
Miracle 2! Miracle 2!
Santa tries to get out of his seat. He flings around, not understanding he's restrained by his seatbelt. He uses the Santa's strength to rip through. He stands up. A buckle flight attendant leans out.
Sir, we're still taxiing. The seatbelt light is on.
What is this? Why am I here? Who are you people?
Santa bangs on the window. A passenger doesn't like what's happening.
Take it easy, buddy. Sit down.
Bernie grabs Santa's leg.
Santa, sit down. You are about to be tackled by patriots, and then Christmas will be really wrecked.
Christmas? Is Christmas today? Is today Christmas? Oh, I have so much to do.
Santa takes off down the aisle towards the emergency door.
Not good.
Bernie chases after him. Heroic passengers try to restrain him, but Santa's shifty. A bald air marshal enters the aisle. He whips out his badge.
Sir, I am an air marshal. You need to sit down.
Bernie struggles to get through the looky-loos to reach Santa.
Oh no, please, please, he's got dementia. He doesn't mean any harm.
Ma'am, do not get involved or you'll be in violation too. I will take you both down.
Santa reaches into his coat. The passengers gasp. He pulls out a toupee. The air marshal's eyes widen.
Oh, Kevin Garrity. Nice list since 1986. Monofilament toupee. #1 on your Christmas list. Let me out.
I didn't ask for that.
Take it. It's yours.
How did you know that it was...
Get me off this plane!
Smash 2, interior, TSA interrogation room, later. Bernie sits across from Agent Gimble. She's glancing towards a two-way mirror. Intercut with, interior, behind the mirror, same, where Santa is being strip searched by police. They pull endless Christmas fun from his person. Back in interrogation room, Agent Gimble smacks the table to get Bernie's attention.
Hey! I say I was surprised to see you here, but I'm not a little girl, and you're not a jack-in-the-box. You're predictable. I knew you'd end up right here, in front of me, cuffed.
Gimble, I need you to be not yourself right now, okay? This is an emergency.
You bet your ass it's an emergency. You just committed a Title 49 felony. You're toast, Bernice.
Yeah, my name's short for Bernadette, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you help me get the man you're holding to Indiana.
From holding, the police have just pulled a candy cane from Santa's nethers. They are horrified. Agent Gimble kicks his feet up on the table.
Why is it that a woman who's never used her airline's benefits suddenly, on Christmas Eve,
7th night of Hanukkah,
wants to travel to Fort Wayne, Indiana with a man claiming to be Santa Claus?
Agent Gimble tosses an ID towards Bernie. She looks down and takes in Santa's driver's license. It reads, Nicholas Claus, North Pole, 0315, 270 AD. Bernie takes a deep breath. She's exhausted.
False identification? Another charge to be leveled.
he's not claiming to be Santa Claus. He is Santa Claus.
No, he isn't.
The ID's real.
That's impossible.
He's real. All of it is real.
Gimble slaps the table.
Santa is not real! Okay? He's not! Christmas is about Christ! Not some mythical pervert pulling B&Es once a year!
No respectable adult lets their kid believe and believe and believe. And then they're in college and they still believe. And infantiles.
Help me with that word.
Infantilizes.
Thank you, yes. God damn it, I knew that.
And then they're in college and they still believe. And it infantilizes and emasculates them till there's nothing left.
Really specific?
Well, I don't make nice sweaters because I'm not a sheep. And I won't be fooled twice. Now you're gonna go and tell me the truth, or I'm gonna make you wish that yarn you're spinning is long enough to hang yourself with.
From holding, Santa's hands are pressed against the two-way mirror. The strip search gets personal and makes Santa's eyes string open. We smash zoom into Santa's eyeball, busting through day 25 on an advent calendar. Instead of chocolate is the golden hand of Hamza. A menorah's third candle gets lit, and Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 3! Channel the Maccabees and fight for your life!
We are sucked out of Santa's iris, and now his eyes are glowing red. Santa slowly turns around. All energy spinning out is now replaced with pure rage. The policemen take a terrified step back. Santa beats the ever-loving shit out of them. Gimble, unaware of what's happening on the other side of the mirror, finishes his speech.
Bite the bullshit, Bernie, because I'm not saying this again. Santa is not real!
On cue, Santa headbutts the window and smashes it to smithereens. Bernie screams and covers herself from the glass shower. The blow forces Gimble to the floor. Gimble grabs his radio.
We've got a 32 PC. We're gonna need backup. Officer down!
Agent Gimble grabs his taser and aims. He shoots at Santa's private parts. Bingo!
You melted my snowballs.
Santa reaches into his pants and pulls out an icy snowball. It's huge. He launches the ball at Gimble. Upon impact, Gimble spits teeth and goes down. Bernie's eyes widen in fear as Santa turns his attention to her. She scoots backwards in terror.
Look, Santa, I can explain. I was just trying to help. I swear to God, please. Please don't.
Bernie flinches and then realizes Santa has reached his hand out to her as if to help her up.
I'm gonna take your hand now. Please don't dislocate my shoulder.
Santa yanks Bernie up like a rag doll as he presses his belt buckle that is blinking red and green. The two are shot up through the ceiling. Exterior, O'Hare Airport, moments later. On the roof of the airport, faraway screams are accompanied by the sound of drywall being busted through. Bernie and Santa emerge through the roof. Shingles, glass, and dust fly everywhere. Bernie is covered in the powder as Santa's eyes glow red through his dirt-covered face. As Santa and Bernie fly through the air, they suddenly drop. They're about to crash into pavement when... thud! Santa and Bernie land perfectly inside Santa's sleigh. The reindeer trot in place. Bernie startles as a giant commercial airplane passes them to take off. She opens her eyes and realizes they're on the runway. Bernie looks at Santa, who is still in Maccabee mode.
Benjamin, what the fuck did you sell me?
Santa smiles with clenched teeth and prompts the reindeer.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen!
The reindeer turn around to look at Santa and see his evil form and... They turn back around and use the tarmac to take flight. Bernie holds on for dear life. Through the hole in the roof, we... Through the hole in the roof, we see Agent Gimble gain consciousness right in time to see the sleigh fly by. In shock, Gimble grabs his cell phone and dials.
Mommy, about Santa. You were right. I'm so sorry!
Exterior rooftop, Orphanage, Indiana. Later that night, the sleigh lands atop the roof with a thud. Bernie opens the gate door, falls to her knees, and vomits. Santa grabs the list and presents before marching to the chimney like a possessed zombie.
Whoa, big guy. You can't go in there like that.
Santa tilts his head like a confused dog.
You will scare the shit out of the children. They're orphans. They've been through enough.
Santa turns to the reindeer and growls. Donner growls back.
Yeah, okay, case in point. I'll fill in. How do I...
Bernie gestures to the chimney. Santa takes off his hat and hands it to her.
You gonna be good up here?
I'll keep watch for Greeks.
Is that a Hanukkah thing? You know what? No time.
Bernie looks down the chimney. Santa, annoyed by her hemming and hawing, pushes his magical belt button, and once again, Bernie is sucked down the chimney. Interior, Indiana orphanage. Moments later. Bernie lands on her tuchus. Bernie sees children asleep in their beds. There's a Christmas tree in the corner, and Bernie tiptoes towards it. She suddenly stops in her tracks when she sees Santa's face staring back at her.
What are you doing here?
Santa is mimicking her every move. Bernie realizes that she is looking at her own reflection in a mirror. She moves around to play with her Santa twin. She takes off the hat and becomes Bernie again. She puts it on, Santa.
Cool.
Bernie continues her journey to the tree. She puts the sack down and reaches in. Presents fly up, automatically knowing which one is right for the location. As Bernie checks names on the gift tags, the list's check twice box gets magically filled.
Easy peasy.
Bernie turns around to head up the chimney and is shocked to find all of the children awake and staring at her.
Hello, orphans.
Beat until...
Did you bring chocolates?
Right, the hat. Ho ho! It's me, Santa Claus! Merry Christmas, parentless children!
A child, Demetrius, grins ear to ear as he looks up at Santa.
I knew he was black.
We see Santa from Demetrius's POV. He's right. Santa's black. Bernie is confused. So is Cassandra, a little girl wearing glasses and a long dressing gown.
What are you talking about? Santa's clearly a woman.
Bernie looks down at herself, nervous they are seeing the real her. From Cassandra's POV, we see a female Santa who looks like Betty White.
Santa's a centaur! Look at his hooves! Santa's my mom. Can't you see it?
The kids argue over what Santa looks like. Bernie thinks for a moment and smiles. She bends down to give a speech.
I think Santa might appear different to everyone. What Santa looks like depends on how you see him.
From one child's POV, Santa becomes a Cuban woman.
O como la ves? Or how you see them. That's actually correct. O como la ves? Or how you see them. That's the magic of Hanukkah Christmas. Christmas. That's the magic of Christmas.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is, little one. Now I got a jet. I've got more presents to deliver and a sleigh to DD. Cool?
Cool.
Bernie stands and starts backing up towards the chimney.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all, sleep good.
Bernie notices a reflection of the perfect Coca-Cola Claus in the mirror.
Of course you see Coca-Cola Claus. You basic, Bernie.
She is sucked up through the chimney. Exterior rooftop orphanage, moments later. Bernie shoots out of the chimney and this time lands in a squat, her butt touching the snow.
Better.
Santa jumps around to face Bernie, dukes up. He wields a sharpened candy cane like a shiv.
Santa, stop! It's just me. Put the cane down. That wasn't the one up your butt, right?
Donner leans over and chomps on the butt cane. Bernie throws the sack into the sleigh.
Well, that was surprisingly chill. Like, I friggin' nailed that on the first go. I don't know what your elves were quacking about, because I got this shit down.
Bernie hops into the sleigh.
What do you say, Mel Gibson Santa? You ready to crush Christmas?
Mel is on the naughty list.
For good reason. Get in, sugar tits.
Santa gets in the sleigh, and they take flight. Bernie's screams fill the night. Exterior night sky, Midwest montage. An upbeat Christmas song slaps as we see, in record speed, the sleigh soaring from house to house. Insert shots of the list. Multiple names get checked off in between flights. Weather shots of flurries and drizzles. Clear night skies and shooting stars as they fly over the map of the Midwest. Roof shots of Bernie repeatedly pulling Santa back from ledges as he tries to fight anyone passing by. Belt shots of Santa pushing his belt buckle over and over. Shoot shots of Bernie entering and exiting multiple chimneys. The last shoot lands Bernie inside of a interior middle-class house, Texas, later that night. The song fades as Bernie enters a dark living room. She heads to the tree. Suddenly, a string is pulled and a light illuminates a little girl, Jeannie, sitting on the couch. Bernie startles. Falling backwards into the tree, she catches her breath.
Ah! Don't do that.
Assistance needed?
No, everything's fine. Don't come down.
The little girl stares blankly at Santa. From her POV, Santa looks like our traditional Coca-Cola Claus.
You know, you're not supposed to be awake. One of the songs says so. Go to bed. Good night.
The little girl doesn't move. Bernie tries to finish delivering presents, but can't.
What, are you just gonna watch me? Jeannie Smith?
I've been waiting for you all night.
That's not creepy, Jeannie. Okay, well, here I am. Go to bed so I can do the thing.
Remember when we talked at the mall?
Bernie uncomfortably nods yes.
I asked for an LOL doll.
Bernie puts her hand in the sack and a present shoots up. She checks the list.
Yep, got it. Act surprise for your parents. Good night.
Bernie heads back towards the chimney.
Wait! I want to exchange it.
I don't think it works that way, kid. I mean, it could, but I don't know how. I don't know if we do receipts, but your parents probably could exchange it. They'll figure it out.
My parents are getting a divorce, and instead of an LOL doll, I want them to stay together.
Oh, that is sad info.
The little girl blinks up at Bernie with innocence.
I don't know how I'm supposed to handle this.
Bernie thinks and decides to take a seat on the couch. Without prompt, Jeannie immediately jumps on her lap.
Oh, not what whatever, it's fine. Jeannie, let me ask you something. Do your parents get along?
No, they've been fighting a lot.
Do they seem like they're happy together?
Jeannie thinks and then sadly shakes her head no.
Then why do you want them to stay together?
I don't want things to change.
Why? Things sound like they suck here right now. Besides, divorce can be dope.
It can?
Yeah. 2 houses, 2 Christmases. Sometimes they'll fight over you and try to buy your love, which can be hella fun. Maybe you'll remarry, and you'll get step-siblings or half-siblings. You an only child?
Yeah, I hate it.
So the opportunities sound fruitful. Look, I know this sucks. Like, even though it has nothing to do with you, it affects you. And it's really unfair. But there's another really good thing about divorce that I didn't mention. The best part.
Jeannie looks up, hopeful.
Your parents got a shot at being happy. You want that, right?
Yeah.
If they're happy, you'll be happy. Probably. I can't see the future, but I do know, just judging from what's under the tree and the weird mall photos.
Bernie gestures to photos of Jeannie and her parents lying atop each other in denim.
It's clear that your parents love you big time. A divorce won't change that. So, what do you say?
Bernie holds up the LOL doll. Jeannie smiles and grabs the doll, holding it to her chest lovingly. Bernie stands up and Jeannie falls off her lap hard.
Ow.
Merry Christmas, Jeannie. It's gonna be okay.
Santa, I love you.
Bernie holds in a big cry. She heads up the chimney. On the mantel, we focus in on an elf on the shelf. The eyes glow green and the head turns to follow Bernie's ascent. Exterior Los Angeles sky later that night. Bernie and Santa are sailing through the smog, and when it clears, Bernie gets a closer look at the temperature. It's 85 degrees.
Good Lord, I'm schwitzing.
Bernie takes off the Santa hat and glances at still angry, red-eyed Santa.
How do you not sweat your silver balls off south of the equator?
Angry Santa turns a dial and they are blasted with AC. They suddenly land atop of... Exterior lit loft TikTok house, continuous. The house is a McMansion. Bernie hops out of the sleigh. In the front seat, Bernie's phone, filled with missed texts from Eve, glows with a FaceTime call. Bernie tries to hit ignore, but accidentally picks up. Intercut with interior Eve's apartment, same. Eve is in Christmas jammies on her bed. She erupts with worry.
Bernie, I've been blowing you up all night. You got arrested. Where are you?
Eve, I can't talk right now.
Why? Is that George R.R. Martin motherfucker listening? Are you okay?
Long story, okay? I'll explain later. Eve, I gotta go.
Bernie hangs up on Eve, ending the intercut.
That'll be fun to deal with later. Okay, Royd Santa, According to the list, we only have West Coast, Best Coast left, so since you're stuck in the Rage Miracle, I'll continue being a hero and go deliver Christmas to
Bernie checks the list.
the Lit Loft TikTok House's holiday party. Kiel.
Interior, lit loft, later. Bernie creeps around a dimly lit living room. Every square inch is Instagrammable. There are neon signs, retro arcade machines, and cotton candy dispensers. Bernie hears the party happening outside, but for now, she's alone. She spots a Christmas tree in the corner.
Bingo.
Bernie drags the sack over. She opens the list and reads,
Michaela Bell.
Bernie sticks her hand in the sack, and a gift flies up.
At-home lip filler. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Another gift flies to Bernie.
David Grimm. You got Instabot. Gain 10 times your followers in minutes. Jesus.
Bernie unpacks more and more gifts until...
Santa!
Bernie looks up startled. Is she caught? There's no one around. If they're not talking about her, well, who must they be talking about?
Fuck.
Bernie sets down the sack and heads towards exterior lit loft backyard moments later. Bernie takes in a laser-lit trendy Gen Z Christmas party. Handfuls of adult-looking teens TikTok dance to the beats. A DJ mans the stage and sexy elf-dressed cater waiters hand out festive cocktails. Bernie spots angry Santa holding the hat Bernie left behind. Bernie realizes she is not protected by her Santa identity and is standing in the middle of a party in her Jewy PJs. She looks like a chuggy narc. Bernie passes through overheard in LA convos on her way to Santa.
I just invested in this new crypto. I'm gonna drip in guap.
Oh, that's candy, bro.
A stressed assistant approaches angry Santa.
You're late. I told your agency 10 p.m. I could get fired. Look, you glorified extra. You need to deliver so that my boss
The assistant points to a literal 11-year-old with rainbow hair.
doesn't can me on Christmas. Gift bags are behind the booth.
The assistant shoves Santa onto the stage. The DJ stops the music. All eyes turn to Santa.
Not good.
The Maccabee miracle has given Santa Terminator vision. We cut into his POV as he scans the crowd for Bernie. He spots her right as an e-boy douche slithers up, shooting a shot. He immediately gives Bernie the ick.
Sup, girl? You here solo?
No, thank you.
Okay. Hard to get, I see you. But you'll find my Riz is persuasive.
The e-boy douche puts his arm around an uninterested Bernie.
Dude, I said no.
The douche isn't listening to Bernie and continues to invade her space. Santa's Terminator vision flashes with threat detected, and his hands ball into fists. Santa leaps off the stage. Everyone gasps in fear as Santa slow-mo flies towards e-boy douche. As he sails through the air, Santa's eyes suddenly shoot open. Smash zoom into Santa's eyeball. We enter and see a blonde head slowly rotating, wearing a Christmas cracker crown. As the head spins, the hair turns brunette. A bald patch forms in the center of the head. A yarmulke slaps down over the bald spot. A menorah's fourth candle gets lit, and Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 4! You're a menorah, bitch! Get lit!
We zoom out of Santa's eyes and find him behind the DJ booth. He grabs the mic.
Let's get
Air horn! Santa drops a fat beat. The crowd erupts with uniform party vibes. Santa grabs a champagne bottle from a nearby server and showers the crowd. These underage kids love it.
And there's Miracle 4.
Bernie fights through bumping and grinding to meet Santa, just in time for him to jump off the stage and crowd surf away.
Santa, over here!
Bernie tries to follow Santa but gets danced in the opposite direction. She gets booty popped by Juicy Caboosey and falls to the ground where she spots
Boots with the fur.
As Bernie army crawls towards the boots, a lacy thong lands atop her head. Bernie peels the undies off.
And there's Pink Eye.
Suddenly, a white glove hand reaches down and hoists Bernie to her feet.
Bernie! You lit? You having fun? You charged? Let's go!
Santa fist pumps.
What the hell, dude? You were supposed to keep a lookout on the roof.
You forgot the hat!
Who's watching the caribou?
Vibe check. Oh, you seem stressed. Oh, I know what you need. Shots. 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 Shots.
Never thought I'd miss Hulk Santa.
Bernie grabs Santa's hand and drags him towards the exit, but he doesn't budge.
We have to go. We still have like 3 states and a smidge of West Canada to deliver Christmas to. Come on, we're running out of time.
Time? Burn a doodle. I'm Father Time. Check your watch.
Bernie looks at her phone. 1 a.m.
That's weird. It's been 1 a.m. for like 20 minutes.
When the sleigh's not in flight, time slows down the night.
Santa foghorns. Bernie grabs it out of his hands.
Stop that. Okay, so it's 1 a.m. as long as we're here?
No, give or take.
Bernie pauses, thinking.
I mean, in that case, let's party.
As Bernie and Santa slap fives, cue Pursuit of Happiness, or whatever this podcast can afford. Epic party montage. Bernie takes a shot. Dance break. Bernie and Santa throw gifts back into the crowd. Dance break. Santa whispers into Jake Paul's ear, and his life is forever changed by the magical secret Santa bestowed. Dance break. The debauchery is cut short when Bernie notices a man in a janky Santa suit enter angrily and spot the real Santa.
Time's up, Euphoria Santa. Party's over.
Oh no! They haven't even played my request yet!
When Bernie sees hired Santa and the stressed assistant approaching, she has to think fast.
We're going to another party. This one's tired.
But
Bernie ignores Santa's protesting and lifts his belt buckle. The e-boy douche misreads what's happening.
Hell yeah, I'm next.
The e-boy douche eagerly unbuckles his belt. As Bernie pushes Santa's button, she junk punches e-boy before. Shoo!
Hey, e-boy, I need that reaction to you getting punched.
Yeah. Ooh!
Okay.
Bernie and Santa fly towards the roof. Everyone stares in shock at the magic that just happened before erupting into cheers.
Best party trick ever!
Hired Santa throws his hat on the ground in frustration.
How am I supposed to follow that?
Exterior, night sky, west coast, later. Santa and Bernie soar through translucent clouds past the yellow moon. The sleigh bumps with a little turbulence.
whoa! I love it when it does that.
Santa sees Bernie white-knuckling the side of the sleigh.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're still not used to it.
I don't think that us mere mortals could ever get used to flying in a sleigh led by Fancy Moose. But at least I stopped barfing.
Puke and rally!
I actually think I'm doing pretty well considering my crippling fear of flying.
Celebrate good times. Come on!
Santa claps over his head repeatedly as he sings.
Look what I learned at the party!
Santa does the sleigh ride TikTok dance. Bernie can't help but laugh.
You know, not that I pictured what it would be like to hang out with Santa, but if I did, it wouldn't have been this.
Oh, well, what would it have been like? 24/7 rave-a-thon?
Less glow sticks, more judgment, maybe? Usually old people are kind of critical, but you're like the oldest dude in history, and not once have you tried to teach me a lesson. And this time I kind of deserved it. I mean, I full-on drugged and semi-kidnapped you.
You did? Party foul!
Hey, Hey, Frat Santa, can you cool it? I'm trying to say thank you. It's been a minute since anyone's believed in me, and it feels really good. You trusting me to take the lead, it just means a lot, so thanks.
Oh, you're a sick double D, Bernie, and I'm having a great time.
Dee Dee.
I don't know what that is.
Doesn't need a driver.
Oh, dear God. Since we're mentioning...
Jim, you're always thinking tits.
I thought we were talking bra size.
You're a sick DD, Bernie, and I'm having a great time.
Good. I'm glad. The 8 crazy miracles or whatever Benjamin has you going through, they really haven't been that crazy. Okay, Aggro Santa was hardcore, but so far...
Zing! Santa's eyes spring open. We enter and land on the night before Christmas. The book morphs into a Torah that aggressively rolls up. A menorah's 5th candle gets lit and Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 5! Yes, you can tour! Yeehaw, diddle diddle bubba bubba diddle diddle dum.
Yes,
you can tour.
Yes, you can tour.
Miracle 5! Yes, you can tour! Dido, 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 dum!
I'm experiencing so much Schadenfreude. I love it.
We zoom out of Santa's eye. Bernie continues her speech, not realizing anything's happened.
And yes, Fried Santa was hard to maneuver, but honestly, he was a good listener, you know?
Bernie notices Santa's quiet. Too quiet. In the silence, sleigh bells begin to jingle jangle in rhythm. Bernie knows something's up.
What's happening?
Cue original song.
Wait, what's happening?
Magically, music swells. Accompanying Santa's song, Bernie looks around for the source. The radio's off.
So much brighter, and it's all because of you, Noel.
Wait, are you talking about me?
I've roasted all the chestnuts, killed all the Christmas geese, but it's been so monotonous delivering world peace. Suddenly through your eyes a brand new view. Who knew Christmas needed a Jew?
Ish, we prefer Jew-ish, but I think I get what's going on here. Your next miracle is to be all Barbara and sing.
I've whistled all the carols that could ever have been sung. Chimneys I've been sliding down have given me black lung.
Wait, what? I've been sliding down chimneys all friggin' night.
Look, I no longer have the soot flu. Who knew Christmas needed a Jew?
Bernie swings her arms out in musical theater majesty and, unaware, knocks the sleigh's lever to autopilot.
Correct. I've spent every Christmas eating Chinese food alone. The dark house on the block, that's what they used to call my home. But with you, I think I finally got my shot. Christmas needed a Jew. Who knew a Jew needed Christmas? Okay, sorry, I don't have like a magical weed-given song gift. I can't like improvise rhymes on the fly.
Oh, that's all right. I'll bring all the jolly.
And I'll bring all the oi.
We fit together perfectly.
This Hebrew.
And this goy, you lit up my Yuletide log and it's burning bright.
The sleigh is not the only thing that's
higher than a kite. A holly jolly mitzvah, yes, it's true. Who knew
Christmas?
The reindeer harmonize ooze.
Needed a you.
The song ends with Bernie and Santa in a hug, best friends who are now touched down in the middle of nowhere. Exterior, middle of nowhere, daylight. Nothing but ice and glaciers as far as the eye can see. Bernie looks around, confused by her surroundings and the sunlight.
This doesn't look like Oregon. Did they not have night during winter?
Bernie gets out of the sleigh and wanders. As she inspects her surroundings, she doesn't notice the sleigh with Santa in it moving through a portal before it slowly disappears.
Santa, where exactly are we?
Bernie turns around and realizes she's completely alone.
Song Santa? Where are you? Hello?
Bernie walks in one direction.
Barbara Streisanta? This isn't funny.
She turns around and walks in another direction.
Is this a hide-and-seek miracle because I hate it?
She picks up speed. She runs in every direction, unsure of where to turn. She trips and falls to her knees, the severity of the situation taking over.
This is how I perish.
Defeated, Bernie drops her head into her hands. The tip of her forehead grazes the portal.
Ah!
Bernie falls backwards.
What was that?
She peels herself up. Curiously, Bernie stretches her hand out and slowly reaches a weird ripple in the air. When she pushes her hand through the ripple, it disappears.
This is some Alex Mack shit.
Bernie lets her body follow through the ripple and enters the looking glass. She emerges inside of interior, exterior, the real North Pole, continuous. Bernie looks behind her in the icy field she came from. Gone. Panicked, Bernie checks to make sure her whole bod made it through in one piece. Her bod's there, but it's decked out in Dutch Christmas attire. Bernie Gold has gotten a merry makeover.
Ooh, Bubby be rolling in her grave.
Bernie takes in the stupendous North Pole. It has cobblestone roads made of gingerbread and snow-capped crooked roofs. Bernie, in clogs, awkwardly shuffles down the street. She passes by a tavern serving hot chocolate on tap. There's a farmer's market with candy cane tastings. A fruitcake bakery's automatic machine spits out everyone's least favorite sticky cake. Bernie lands in the town square and runs directly into PSOTNIK, the head elf. He is surrounded by his brethren whose names also mean elf in different languages.
Bernie Gold.
Bernie looks down to the CGI elves. Think elf on the shelf, but run through AI that has given them extra fingers and teeth.
Jesus, this is how I envision elves?
Another elf, Alfred, leans out from PSOTNIK.
No, this is just what we look like.
You guys are cute and not at all creepy.
Bernie gasps. Terrifying. PSOTNIK gets down to business.
What in the fiery Noel did you do to Santa?
PSOTNIK points at Santa, who was humming and swinging around a licorice lamppost.
Okay, so don't freak out. I've had it totally under control. It's actually kind of a funny story if you think about it.
Hey, knock it off and get to the goody-goody gumdrops!
Okay. Santa came to my house.
Another elf, Alva, jumps atop Alfred's shoulders.
Why? You're a Jew!
Ish. I'm Jew-ish, and it was a mistake. Something about not checking his list twice.
The elves gasp and mutter in terror.
Okay, I had made some cookies, and he thought they were for him, and he ate one.
The elves blink back at Bernie in confusion. Hiroto slides under PSOTNIK's legs.
So, what's the big deal? Santa loves fresh baked ooey gooey chocolate chip cookies.
The elves all agree, nodding at each other and murmuring.
Oh, absolutely.
This was less ooey gooey and more sticky icky.
The elves are confused.
It was an edible.
What?
An edible.
A what?
An edible! You know, the chronic, cannabis, pot, weed, a marijuana. He ate marijuana.
The elves take a large beat and then...
Drugs? Santa can't do drugs! Any mind-altering elixir is heightened by the magic that flows through his velvety veins! Remember the buttered rum incident?
The elves lose their shit once again.
You guys are stressing for no reason. Santa may be a little...
She looks over at Santa, who is doing the Tevye dance.
out of it. But luckily, I am an expert in babysitting stoners. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I've been delivering Christmas without a hitch. I stepped up, took the literal reins, and haven't missed one kid along the way. So we could sit here freaking out over a little hiccup and point fingers at whose fault this is.
Yours!
Or you could just let me finish saving Christmas. What do you say?
Saving Christmas? What are you? Some sort of little dumber boy? Christmas is ruined because of you. And now, thanks to your missing the poinsettia speech, we're running out of time to fix it.
What are you talking about? We have plenty of time. When the sleigh is not in flight, time slows down the night. We're not in flight. Time stops.
Bernie trails off when she looks at her phone and sees time passing normally.
Why hasn't time stopped?
We're in a different... Oh, Jesus. We're in a different time zone. Here it's already Christmas, and the magic only works on...
That's top secret, Santa. And we don't have time to explain everything to you. Alfred, Hiroto, grab Santa and get him on King Wenceslas.
The two elves take off, hopping on their hands and cartwheeling to grab Santa.
I already tried to sober him up. You're just wasting more time.
You're the one wasting our Tiny Tim time, Bernie Gold.
Stop saying my full name.
If you would have just gotten Santa here in the Frost place, then he would have been right as reindeer already. When the Pacific Northwest doesn't get their presents, they can thank you.
As PSOTNIK and Bernie argue, we see Santa evade the elves via breakdance.
You couldn't even save your own holiday. Why would you ever think you could save ours?
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
What do you get?
There it is.
There what is?
You're not letting me save Christmas because I'm Jewish, and you're a prejudiced little shit.
No, I'm not. You're putting words in my missile mouth. I don't care that you're a chosen one because we didn't choose you. You were on the naughty list.
'Cause I'm a Jew.
'Cause you drugged Santa.
Bernie and Sotnik are nose to nose. Through their profile, we see Santa suddenly freeze mid-Hava Nagila. Santa's eyes spring open. We enter as a sea of red holly berries turn beige and soften into soggy matzo balls. A menorah's sixth candle gets lit, and Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 6! Put some jelly in your belly because you're about to have some sufgam yums! Munchies!
We zoom out of Santa's eyes as he falls to the ground. The elves look at him with concern.
Santa, are you Saint Sick?
Santa sniffs the gingerbread cobblestone before taking a giant bite.
Good grief, Santa! The ground? That's dirty!
The huge pile of reindeer poop proves his point. Suddenly, Santa makes a mad dash towards the shop.
Santa, where are you going in such a flurry?
Santa runs into Interior Coco's Tavern, continuous. He slide dives across the counter and hits each tap's lever. He streams steaming hot chocolate into his mouth. He recovers from the burn and immediately goes for more. The elves are in shock. They talk into a walkie.
We need reinforcements!
Exterior Town Square, moments later. Hiroto's call rings over the loudspeakers. All elves rush after Santa. Bernie is left alone. She calls out after them.
Hey, wait! Want to know what's happening to Santa? Oh, just another Hanukkah-themed weed miracle. What are those? That's not important. You don't need my help, right? You've got everything under control.
Bernie's phone vibrates with a text from ROMI.
I have service here?
We're being released in a couple of hours. Final warning to clean. I'm really hoping for once you finish something you started.
Bernie sees the sleigh in a nearby barn and looks from the sleigh to the text.
Couldn't agree more. This ain't over.
Bernie takes off towards the sleigh. Exterior, North Pole, time jumps. Sneaky music plays as Santa and Bernie in vignettes creep about, both trying to dodge the elves. On a roof, Santa eats gumdrop shingles. The elves spot him.
Up on the rooftop! Get him!
On the ground, the elves run past letters to Santa mailbox. With the coast clear, Bernie peeps out from the slot. Her feet shoot out of the bottom as she tiptoes towards the barn, bringing the mailbox with her. In a toy shop, two elves on their work break snack on M&Ms, not noticing a white-gloved hand sneakily partaking in their snack when they grab Santa's hand instead of their treat.
He's in here!
In the town square, the elves chase Santa towards the clock tower, not seeing Bernie dive rolling into the barn. Ending the vignettes, Bernie is beckoned by the shiny red sleigh. She approaches and pats the reindeer.
Go easy on me, guys.
Bernie climbs into the sleigh, flips off autopilot, and takes a deep breath.
Okay, you can do this. Same thing as before, except no magical being to protect you if you die.
Bernie doesn't notice Santa's approach. He's eyeing the reindeer feed and chomps a dangling carrot, one bite at a time, until it lands him in the sleigh bed. Dasher glares at Santa for eating his carrot. The elves continue their hunt from a distance.
I think he went in the barn!
Here goes nothing.
Bernie whips the reins and the reindeer lunge forward, charging. The sleigh glides out of the barn. On the North Pole runway, the elves spot Bernie about to take off.
Don't let them get away!
Bernie turns around to find her Santa stowaway.
Santa?
He smiles up at her, teeth covered in chocolate. The elves are gaining on them, flipping, tumbling, using each other as springboards to catch up. The sleigh tips back, Sotnik jumps into the air, reaching for the rail. In slow motion, Sotnik's fingertips graze the sleigh as it takes off. The sleigh exits the magical force field of the North Pole and leaves the elves in its dust. End of episode 2.
Great job, everyone.
Santa welcomes you back to the North Pole. I hope you've California sobered up and can remember what happened in our previous episode. But if not, jolly old Saint Nick will egg jog your memory. After a rocky start delivering Christmas, not to mention breaking out of TSA prison, Bernie started to get the hang of stealing my identity. Christmas was going off without a hitch. But As I continued on my journey of Jewish weed-themed miracles, the sleigh's autopilot accidentally got turned back on. Bernie and I were lured back to the North Pole by the elves who were not jolly. But Bernie, like a typical Jew, refused to...
That wasn't written, that was just Jim.
But Bernie, like a typical Jew, refused to admit defeat. She evaded Santa's helpers and stole the sleigh. I tagged along, stuck in a Munchie-themed miracle, and we took off in hopes that Bernie could be the Jew who saved Christmas.
Like a typical Joe. Oh, that is the funniest thing. I hope we keep that in. For the record, it is in this script.
No, it
I really like that line.
Episode 3. Exterior night sky, Oregon, PST. The wind whips through Santa and Bernie's hair as Santa chomps at clouds.
Cotton candy.
Careful, you don't want to gain the 420/20, or in my case, 50. God, what a rush. Did you see me own that takeoff? I didn't know you were gonna be there, and I still just went for it. I could see how you get hooked on this every year. What do we got left?
Santa hands Bernie the magical scroll, which is now covered in chocolate goo. Bernie Jewish mothers the list by licking her finger and wiping goo away.
Am I reading this wrong? It seems like there's hardly any deliveries in this area.
Santa looks over at the list and, with a mouthful of cheese, swipes. The naughty list appears and is massive.
Whoa. All these kids are on the naughty list?
Santa nods again, hyper-focused on finishing the cheese crumbs in his beard.
So, they just don't get presents?
Coal.
Santa holds up a honking piece of black coal.
That's literally worse than not getting anything. Who even decides who's bad or good?
An algorithm.
Do you even consider what these kids have gone through? How this is gonna affect them? That's some self-fulfilling prophecy bullshit. You know, maybe I wouldn't constantly fuck up if my family didn't anticipate me constantly fucking up. What even is considered naughty? Like what did Chase Byron do that was so bad?
She clicks the name and a description pops up.
Told 1,500 people to kill themselves online. Okay, yeah, that one's pretty bad, but maybe he's from a broken home or having a hard time or just needs someone to believe in him.
Bernie goes off on a tirade of justice.
Yeah, you know what, God, this is exactly what is wrong with this world. Cancel culture. It's as old as time
As
itself.
Bernie stands on her soapbox, Santa, mid-lollipop lick, freezes. His eyes spring open. We enter, and an ugly Christmas sweater unravels, turning into the dangling tzitzit of Talit. A menorah's seventh candle gets lit, and Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 7! Feel all the feels and get verklempt!
We zoom out of Santa's eye as Bernie finishes her rant.
Ever heard of catch more bees with honey? Hurt people. When they go low, we go high.
Bernie notices Santa's bottom lip quivering. Santa erupts into a fit of tears.
Why are you crying?
You're right. You're so right. Who am I to judge? I'm not perfect. I'm a monster.
Oh no, PMS miracle. Great. Hey, look.
Bernie moves all of the kids on the naughty list to the nice list.
We can make this right. Time will slow down just enough so that we can deliver Christmas to everyone. But in order to make that happen, I need you to keep your shit together. Can you do that?
Santa emotionally nods.
Mm-hmm. Great. Then let's give these little delinquents a Christmas they won't forget.
Smash 2, interior Portland family home, later. Bernie has the Santa hat on, delivering presents. Santa sees a framed family Christmas photo. It's so wholesome. He erupts into tears. The upstairs lights flash on. Bernie grabs Santa and ushers him to the chimney before they get caught. Interior, Seattle boathouse, later. Bernie sets presents down under the tree. She sees a little kid's drawing left for Santa. Bernie hands it to him. It's just too damn wholesome. He erupts into tears. Bernie heavy sighs. Interior, British Columbia farmhouse, later. When Bernie finishes checking the list twice, she discovers Santa isn't there.
Santa?
She creeps up the stairs and finds Santa in a child's bedroom. The kid is asleep, cuddled up with their golden retriever. Santa looks from the Hallmark card moment over to Bernie.
Don't.
Santa erupts into tears. Smash back to exterior, night sky, later.
You just couldn't keep it together, could you?
No.
Well, luckily, we only have Alaska left, and they'll probably mistake your whaling for a wolf.
Bernie's stomach growls.
Good thing Alaska's small. I'm starving. Did Munchie Santa clean house, or are there any snacks left?
Oh, great. So your body's shaming me too? Everyone talks about my big round belly like it doesn't hurt. Well, it hurts.
I am being 100% right now when I tell you that I genuinely cannot wait for the next miracle.
Santa's eyes spring open. We enter and emerge in the desert. The Star of Bethlehem shines bright above a manger until it becomes a flame that lights a menorah's eighth and final candle. Benjamin's floating head appears.
Miracle 8! You're a star of David!
We zoom out of Santa's eye.
Maybe there's a nibble in the sack? A Christmas orange, perhaps?
Bernie stretches to feel around the sack. She realizes it's completely empty.
I know not a ton of people live in Alaska, but there's legit nothing in here.
Bernie gets up, hands Santa the reins, and puts her entire body inside the bag.
Like, actually nothing. No presents. What do we do? Do we call the elves? Do they, like, magically refill it or something?
Bernie rejoins Santa.
Hello? Emo Santa, what's the plan here?
Santa smiles, a weird, smug grin. He leans against the sleigh like Don Juan.
Me.
You what?
I'm the plan. I'm Santa.
I'm not following. You have a way to get more presents?
I am the presents.
Santa kicks his feet on the dash.
Oh, these kids don't need toys. They need me. I am Christmas, and my presents will be their present. You dig?
No. You're saying you're not going to give them gifts. You're just going to... I actually do not understand the second part of the plan.
Santa plucks the hat from Bernie's head and wears it way too far back, like a hipster beanie.
Oh, Bernie. You are not Santa, and therefore cannot use your human jello brain to comprehend the greatness that is me.
Okay, I get it. You've gone through another miracle. You're douche Santa. Awesome.
What's awesome is this.
Santa pulls a full Christmas ham from behind Bernie's ear.
Oh my God, is that ham? Was that really in my ear? You put a ham in a Jewish person's canal.
Now, imagine that in a kiddo's bedroom. I've woken them up from a deep slumber. I allow them to post it on Instagram. They're the flyest kid in class, thanks to me.
Okay, so just to get this straight, you want to sneak into a miner's private bedroom, startle them awake with meat magic, and then have them post it without parental consent, documenting the evidence of everything I just stated?
Santa nods enthusiastically.
We're gonna get arrested. Again.
Santa gets distracted by his reflection in the side mirrors. He likes what he sees. Bernie grabs the list.
What did these kids ask for?
Bernie swipes. The list looks like a maze mess with delivery error messages flashing over multiple names.
Oh my God. I gave the nice kids gifts to the naughty kids. How do we get more gifts?
Wrap this.
Santa blows her a kiss.
Oh my God. I just ruined Christmas for the entire state of Alaska, the suicide capital of America. Okay, there's gotta be something we can do. We could break into a mall.
Santa brushes his long hair and puts it into a man bun.
Steal some gifts. The elves can replace them later. Alaska's small. It shouldn't be a big thing.
Want to see a big thing?
No. What about...
My I'm talking about.
Jim. Santa. No! What about cute IOU notes with very specific promises so they know Christmas is real, just like a little late?
Santa Claus doesn't owe the children. They owe Santa for being an icon.
Yeah, dude, not helpful. Can Gaston Santa be quiet for a minute so I can think of a way to fix this giant mess I've made?
Santa stands up, chest puffed out.
How dare you talk to the King of Peace that way?
Okay, that's Jesus. We could rob a candy place or a closed toy store. Does this thing have GPS?
Bernie looks at the dials on the sleigh.
Bernadette?
Santa puts his hands on her shoulders. The weight of him calms her slightly.
I have a plan.
You do?
I do.
Bernie sighs with relief.
Christmas gets delivered the way it's supposed to. By Santa. And Santa alone.
Santa shoves Bernie out of the sleigh. Bernie is shocked and barely has time to gasp as she tumbles through the night sky. She screams as she gains speed. She looks up to see Santa giving the old chin flick fuck you gesture. But he doesn't realize that gold magic escaped his fingertips and is flying towards Bernie. Bernie loses consciousness, but just in time, the magic from Santa's flick slows Bernie down. She softly lands atop a roof, flat on her back. Exterior, rooftop, Alaska, continuous. Bernie's safe for a moment until she starts to slide down the icy slope. She hits the ledge and tumbles off. Luckily, her legs get tangled in the string lights and her body dangles upside down. She smacks into someone's living room window. Her shirt gets pulled over her head and her exposed bra flashes a couple sipping coffee. Bernie knocks on the window.
A little help!
Exterior, ANC Airport, Alaska, early morning. Bernie waves goodbye at the jarred couple as they drive away from departures.
Thank you, and sorry.
Bernie enters the automatic doors and walks up to Interior, Spirit Airlines check-in counter, continuous. Bernie hands the Spirit liaison her ID.
First ticket to Chicago, please.
The liaison scans Bernie's ID. She pauses and looks up to Bernie. She tries not to give anything away, but it's clear something's up.
Excuse me just 1 second.
The liaison disappears with Bernie's ID. Bernie checks her phone. 5 new messages from ROMI flash before her. Distracted, Bernie doesn't see TSA security and police approaching. They grab her wrists and cuff her off.
Hey, what are you... What's happening?
Ma'am, you're on the no-fly list. Merry Christmas.
Bernie is dragged out of sight.
Clarice from Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, what's up?
Interior, interrogation room, later. Bernie sits alone, a cup of stale coffee her only company. She tries to get TSA's attention.
Hello? I have to pee. You can't just... It's been an hour. I have rights. Alaska is still America. Right?
A TSA agent enters with a phone. He offers it to Bernie.
Is this a lawyer? Don't I get to pick my own... Why won't you tell me the rules?
The TSA agent leaves, and Bernie slowly puts the phone to her ear.
Hello?
Bernie, it's me. It's Gimble.
Gimble?
From the airport.
No, I know who you are. You're the reason I'm in here. What, are you calling a gloat? Well, there's no need. Congratulations, I'm finally getting mine. I'm at rock bottom. Enjoy what's left.
Don't hang up. I'm not calling to salt your gas. I'm calling to get you out of there.
Why?
Santa.
Santa?
Santa! I don't know. I don't know what you were doing with him or why he chose a jag-off jabroni like you to do it with, but I know this. When I saw what I saw, it erased 20 years of torment. I had been right all along. He's real. I let everyone convince me I was crazy. But thanks to you, I know I'm not.
Wow. A lot to unpack there, but crazy or not, I don't think you're gonna be able to get me out of airport prison. I'm pretty sure leaving a hole in the roof of O'Hare made me a terrorist.
There is no hole.
What?
The hole repaired itself. Magically.
I don't understand.
And the brutally attacked officers don't remember a thing. Concussed.
So.
Yeah.
So you're telling me all of the evidence of us being arrested is just what? Magically erased?
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to mislead. I had to burn some security footage and blackmail an air marshal.
Oh my God. What's the nicest, most illegal thing anyone's ever done for me?
I didn't do it for you. I did it for him.
Bernie doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know what to believe. The phone goes dead. The door to the room swings open.
All right, you've been cleared. Free to go.
Bernie shakes her head in disbelief. She pauses as she passes the agent.
This experience made me realize how unsafe our country really is. Thank you for your service.
Bernie salutes the TSA agent and exits. Interior airplane later. Bernie is in flight as the captain comes over the loudspeakers.
We are officially out of our ascent and the seatbelt sign is off, so you're free to walk about the cabin. It's Christmas morning, so I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas to you and yours.
The Christmas wishes devastate Bernie. The plane hits some turbulence. The woman next to Bernie jumps, grabbing the armrest.
Ah! Oh, sorry. I'm a terrible flyer.
Me too.
Bernie realizes she's actually at ease in the air. Not at all afraid. She looks out the window at the dark sky and is surprised to see Santa. No one else notices him. Santa stands on the bed of the sleigh, shouting,
I'm the king of the world!
We travel through the airplane window into Santa's eye. We enter, and all goes dark. A menorah with 8 candles dwindling down finally burns out. We zoom out of Santa's eye and back to Bernie. Bernie watches Santa's eyes roll into the back of his head. With no one steering the sleigh, it hits the side of the plane. The plane's engine explodes upon impact. The sleigh falls off, disappearing beneath the clouds.
Folks, we've lost an engine. We need to make an emergency landing back at A&C. Please buckle your seatbelts and remain seated for our descent.
Bernie gives one last look out the window.
Santa.
Exterior, A&C, arrivals, later that morning. Bernie takes a deep breath and dials ROMI. It goes to voicemail.
Hey, Rom. It's me. I'm in Alaska. It's a long story, but the point is I'm not going to make it home in time to clean up. I know what you're going to say. I should have let you help with the cleanup and the party and my entire life. I really wanted to do it on my own. And big surprise to no one, I couldn't. Can't. Anyway, you were right. I'm a disaster. I'll look for a new place when I get back. Mom and Dad have dealt with me long enough. So have you. Honestly, so have I.
Bernie cuts herself off when she sees Vixen standing in the loading zone like a taxi. Bernie hangs up and approaches.
Vixen?
You were stressed about that one.
What are you doing here? Where's Santa?
Vixen gestures her head to her back.
You want me to ride you like a common mule?
Vixen blows and nods. A little girl tugs on her busy mother's shirt and points at Vixen having a horse convo with Bernie.
It's Alaska, honey. It happens.
I can't go with you, Vix. You're in this mess because of me, and if I get more involved, I'll just make it worse.
Vixen bites Bernie.
Ow! I'm serious. I'm a walking plague. I tried to take initiative. I tried to take charge, and everyone just ends up wishing I didn't. Well, I'm gonna save them the trouble. I'm going home.
Bernie tries to leave, but Vixen bites her shirt. Vixen yanks Bernie backwards, lifting Bernie onto Vixen's back in one fell swoop. When Bernie lands, Vixen makes a "she's so heavy" horse sound.
Oi!
Okay, that's rude. Vixen, let me down. I'm not like a horse girl, and I've already tested my limits enough today!
Vixen takes off and Bernie holds on for dear life. Exterior, random glacier.
You liked it the first time.
Exterior, random glacier, later. Vixen gently lands as Bernie's frozen bod falls to the ice. Blitzen grabs a blanket with his horse teeth and drapes it over Bernie. Bernie pats him on the head and makes her way to the sleigh. Santa is passed out cold. Bernie nervously takes his pulse.
Please be okay.
Santa's pulse beats to the rhythm of jingle bells.
I think that's a good sign.
Bernie leans into Santa.
I know you're done with the 8 miracles, but I really need one more, okay? Please wake up.
Santa stays comatose.
Santa, I am so sorry I did this to you. You didn't come to my house for a reason. Why would Christmas be about me? I hijacked your holiday because J.K. Rowling was right. I'm a Jewish goblin, but I swear to you, I will get you home to the right people for the job so they can help you. Should have just done that in the first place.
Bernie picks up the damaged radio.
Hello? Elves? PSOTNIK? Do you copy? Do you read?
Static.
Hello, it's Bernie. Mayday. We need help, please.
More static. Bernie throws down the radio. She thinks for a moment and looks to the reindeer.
Guys, I need you to take us back to the pole.
The magic yaks stare blankly at her.
Come on. You know the way. You've been doing this for billions of years.
Vixen snorts. That's wrong.
Please, just get him home. Do it for him. I know you can do it. You're actual magic. Please save Santa, okay? Just get him home, okay, Dasher? Come on, Dancer, Prancer.
The reindeer start to trot. Bernie sits up a little straighter. She realizes she's triggering them by saying their names.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Carl, on Michael, on something, John, Jingleheimer, I don't know. Please just go. Cupid, Marcus, and Blitzen, you guys are being annoying. You know what I mean, just come on. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, Ralph, Johnny, move your ass.
The reindeer, who have paused to stare at Bernie with disdain, roll their eyes and wiggle their butts.
You're gonna do it, aren't you?
The reindeer gallop and take off into the dark morning sky.
To the pole!
Interior, exterior, the real North Pole, later. In Coco's Tavern, the elves sit in silence, slamming down eggnog.
Hit me!
The bartender pours another nog. Breaking the melancholy, Bernie runs through the doors. Once again, she's dressed like a Christmas idiot.
Hi, I'm back. I was on a plane and Santa crashed it, and then he ran out of miracles, and I think it blew his system because now he's catatonic, and the sleigh's all messed up, and the flying fawns got me here, okay? Now we need your help.
Bernie squats as she catches her breath. The elves don't react.
Hello? Elves? Did you hear me? Santa needs you.
Needs us? Why? Your tartan tush can do it all alone, right?
The rest of the elves.
That's what I thought.
Are you drunk?
So I had a little parum-pum-pum-pum. It was a rough night, Bernie Gold.
PSOTNIK, please. I know tonight was rough because of me, but there are bigger issues at hand here. Santa's a wreck, the sleigh's damaged, and we ran out of presents.
Don't you think we already know that?
How?
We have eyes everywhere. Ever heard of Elf on a Shelf?
Hiroto pulls out a magical device that shows security footage from hidden cameras. Placed in the eyes of elves on their shelves from around the world, we focus in on footage of a person using the toilet.
I wish parents wouldn't put them in the bathroom.
If you know about this, then why aren't you doing something?
If I recall, you didn't seem to meet us when you turned off autopilot and stole the sleigh.
Bernie's about to argue, but stops.
You're right.
The elves weren't expecting this. They don't know how to react.
I didn't listen. I didn't accept your help because that's what I do. I've been doing it my whole life.
Bernie reflects, taking a moment to herself.
My best friend filled out a job application so I'd stop stalling. Do you think I thanked her?
The elves don't know if it's rhetorical.
Should I answer?
No.
I don't know.
I pushed her away because I wanted her to think that I was capable of doing it on my own. I'm not. Or how about my parents and shitty sister offering to help throw a family party? Did I use it as an opportunity to bond and spend quality time together?
The elves still don't know if she wants them to respond.
Of course not. I shut them out because I'd rather prove that they should have had faith in me in the first place. And why wouldn't they? Right, I've only botched every other social event I've been in charge of. And those examples are just from the past 24 hours. So...
Bernie sits down, defeated.
Yeah. I really wanted to believe that when the real-life Santa Claus showed up at my house on a night when I really needed it, he was there to prove that I could finally be trusted, depended on, believed in. And then you guys came on the radio, and you echoed all of the things I'd been running from. And I wanted so badly to show you and everyone else that you were all wrong about me. But the thing is, I knew you weren't. And I took Christmas hostage anyway. And for what? It doesn't matter if Eve or my parents or even Santa believes in me. Because the truth is, I don't believe in myself.
This was hard to say. Bernie looks up at the elves, who have tears streaming down their faces.
So I'm here to give you the reins, because he needs you. The world needs you. There's still time, or there isn't. I have zero grasp on how the time stuff works, but I know this. If anyone can get the job done, it's you puppet-looking laborers. And I think it's time for the elf to get off the goddamn shelf and get to work to save Christmas!
The elves are pumped up by Bernie's speech. They flip where they stand, hopping on each other's heads and shoulders, knowing that Christmas is finally in the right hands. Bernie creeps out the door.
Hey!
Bernie turns around, confused.
Where in the pear tree do you think you're going?
Somewhere I can be out of your hair and not ruin things further. Did you not hear my big speech?
PSOTNIK crosses to Bernie and climbs on a stool so he's level with her.
You got us into this Christmas, and you're not gonna stick around to do your partridge?
Look, I know what you're doing, and it's really nice, but I don't need a pity invite.
It's not pity. We're gonna need a miracle to pull this off in time. And I hear your holiday has a few of those, don't they?
Yeah, 8, but...
8's a lot! I know your kind's frugal, but...
Damn.
8's a lot! I know your kind's frugal, but you think you could share? Because we need all the help we can get.
PSOTNIK puts out his elf hand. Bernie pauses, thinking, before she smiles and grabs his 4 fingers to shake.
Count this stingy bitch in.
Montage. Cue a rock and roll Christmas song while Bernie and the elves get to work. In the town square, the elves forklift passed out Santa out of the sleigh, put him on a stretcher, and march him into a spa called the Manger. In the barn, the elves are at work fixing the sleigh and grooming the reindeer as Bernie oversees.
You might want to add a safety feature so it's harder to turn off the autopilot. Just a suggestion.
At the Manger Spa, Santa is observed by elves. They watch from behind glass as maple syrup is administered through a long IV tube into Santa's veins. They hold their breath, but Santa remains unconscious. At the toy warehouse, the elves work over a conveyor belt. They're assembling LOL dolls one by one. Bernie grabs one of the dolls and submerges it into water. The once new doll now appears to be wearing lingerie. Bernie looks over at an elf with judgment, and he gives her a pervy smile. At the Manger Spa, Bernie checks in on Santa, who is now in a room covered in mistletoe. One by one, each elf kisses Santa on the lips and waits for him to awaken. Bernie leans over to one of the elves.
How is this sobering him up?
True love's kiss. Mrs. Claus didn't do the trick.
Bernie sighs at the madness. At the toy warehouse, Bernie takes inventory. They're short gifts. An elf leads Bernie to a vault stocked with wall-to-wall electronics. They have all the big boy toys. Bernie looks to the elf, impressed.
We used to make them ourselves, but now we outsource.
Apple really is everywhere.
Bernie checks the missing presents off the list. At the Manger Spa, Santa is in a sauna where instead of steam, powdered sugar fills the room. Exterior town square, end of montage. All of the elves have formed an assembly line and are passing each other wrapped gifts to put into the fresh sleigh. PSOTNIK is checking the gifts off.
200,001, 200,002! Alaska is ready to be delivered.
The elves jump in glee, celebrating as they do by hopping and bopping all over the town. They hug Bernie.
One of them turns into a monkey.
We did it!
Ho, ho,
The elves run towards Santa, who is back to the Santa we all know and love. He's a sober Santa. Bernie is forgotten and awkwardly stands alone as the elves surround the man in red.
We thought you'd never wake up.
You were stiffer than a chili chestnut.
Thank God you're alive! Now you can deliver Christmas!
Yay! Christmas is saved! We love you, Santa Claus!
Santa gets in the sleigh, puts on his hat, tightens his gloves, and gets ready to take off, but he stops suddenly, looking around.
Bernie? Bernie Gold?
The elves part and expose Bernie, who is trying to hide in the back.
Oh, hey! So glad you're feeling better. Good luck, and sorry.
Are you ready?
Huh?
You are joining me, aren't you?
Me? You want me to come? Wait, like you're gonna drop me off on the way, or...
Well, if it's all right by you, I could use a hand finishing the job.
But I don't understand. Aren't you furious with me?
Well, I guess I should be furious, but not with you.
I don't follow.
You see, Bernie, I've been doing Christmas the same way for over 1,686 years. Turns out, wasn't just the sleigh that was riding on autopilot. Then you came along and drugged me. You made my eyes bloodshot and wide open. You did that.
I did?
Yes, Bernie. It was you who told that little girl about the jolly side of divorce. Oh, it's so good when parents destroy their children. That was added. I would have just given her a toy and erased her memory of me ever being there. But you connected with her and helped more than any gift ever could.
I didn't think it was that big a deal.
And how about that party? Oh, I never stop to partake in the jubilance. I'm usually watching the fun from outside a frosted window. I forgot how it felt to be included in a Christmas celebration. I clearly have enough time to indulge every now and then.
Do you? I still don't understand how the time thing works. It has to be daytime in Alaska by now.
Winter solstice.
And as for the naughty list, the very reason we ran out of gifts for the children...
Bernie bows her head in shame.
You made me realize that I have been too harsh a judge. You believed in the naughty kids in a way I didn't. And now, because of you, they'll have a real shot at being nice because someone showed them some Christmas kindness.
Bernie smiles.
I've delivered Christmas alone since its dawn, and I never realized how lonely it could be. I'd really like to finish this year's delivery with you. I guess even Santa needs a little help.
Or a lot!
Alfred holds up his hands, and they are blistered and bleeding. Santa holds out his hand to Bernie.
What do you say? One last ride?
I'd be honored.
Santa helps Bernie up into the sleigh.
Wait! Bernie! We have one last gift.
The elves march over a long blue box with a silver bow.
Happy Cha-Cha-Ka!
With your track record, I am so nervous about what this is gonna be.
Bernie opens the gift. Inside is a fitted blue crushed velvet suit with a Star of David embroidered on the back. Bernie is surprised and touched.
Now go make Christmas look good!
Exterior, dark winter solstice, morning sky, Alaska. A Christmas song plays as Santa and Bernie in her new fit fly past a Welcome to Alaska sign. The sleigh flies over a mining town built into a mountainside with carts and copper decorating the scene. The echoes of children waking up to Christmas miracles follow the sleigh.
Mom, Santa came while we were sleeping. Look at all the toys.
The sleigh passes over a frozen lake where an ice fisherman sees them and is stunned. The sleigh continues over a quaint railroad town.
Wow, I didn't think I was gonna get anything this year. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, that wasn't me. I didn't get you anything.
The sleigh flies. The sleigh flies through the magical northern lights and grazes by national parks. Finally, the sleigh passes over a reservation with fur hanging and dog sleds rigged and ready.
This is the best Christmas ever. I love you, Ninu.
Alaskan voices of gratitude and love start to overlap and fill the air. Santa's sleigh makes a U-turn and heads into the rising sun. Alaska's Christmas has been delivered. Exterior, Bernie's parents' house, front porch, Christmas Day. Santa and Bernie stand awkwardly at her front door. Bernie tucks some curls behind her ear.
I had a really nice time, Santa.
Oh, me too. I'm really glad I went to the wrong house and that I didn't check the list twice.
I'm really glad you didn't turn out to be a Christmas-themed murderer. So, are we supposed to laugh? My bad.
They laugh.
So, you really liked having me tag along?
You bet your boots.
Does that mean I can come again next year?
Oh, no.
Okay. I better go face the music. My family went to lunch, but I doubt there's enough bagels and lox in the world to buy me time to clean up before they get home and then disown me.
Bernie, what you did last night would make every family in the world proud to have you as a member.
Bernie smiles and turns her back to Santa as she futzes with her keys.
Yeah, well, my parents aren't gonna believe the whole I went on a Christmas adventure with Santa excuse, so.
Bernie turns around and Santa is gone.
That's rude.
Bernie looks up at the sky and waves to a blip of red whizzing by. She takes a deep breath and enters her home. Interior, Bernie's parents' house, living room, continuous. It's worse than she remembered. The fireplace is in shambles. There's broken glass, soot, and food splattered everywhere. Santa's boot imprints are etched into the carpet. It's bad. Bernie enters the closet to grab a broom. When she hears her family unlock the front door, Bernie braces herself.
Oh my God!
Bernie, get out here!
Bernie re-enters the living room and is shocked to see the place immaculate. Fresh latkes are plated on the table, gelt bags and gifts line the mantel that is completely intact. Hanukkah decorations out of a Kardashian theme party take over the room. It's warm, inviting, and lovely. Bernie's whole family is in disbelief. Fran has tears in her eyes.
Did you do all of this by yourself?
I had a little help. Happy Hanukkah. I'm so happy you're home, and I'm so sorry for everything.
It was an accident, honey. Could have happened to anyone.
Romy rolls her eyes.
What are you wearing?
Bernie, in her velvet suit, shuts Romy up by throwing her arms around her and embracing her in a hug.
I should have let you help with the party. You're really good at this stuff, and I want to do more things together. I love you.
Romy is uncomfortable, but lets a tiny bit of affection in.
I'll call Gary and tell him to bring the rest of the kids over.
Tell them it's a Hanukkah miracle.
You don't know how correct that statement actually is.
Bernie takes a bite out of a latke when she sees Romy about to eat a chocolate chip cookie. Bernie runs over to knock it out of her sister's hands.
No!
Everyone looks at her in shock.
Those have peanuts.
Bernie dumps the cookies in the trash. A little later, Bernie's extended family plays dreidel. They spin, 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 laugh, eat, and be merry. Fran lands on GIMBLE.
Give 'em all your money.
You cheated, Bubby!
It's okay, Sam. I've got more gelts. BRB.
Bernie heads to the garage. Suddenly, the front door busts open. It's Eve. She's still in her pajamas and looks like she's had a rough night. Eve frantically runs into the living room, still catching her breath.
Bernie's missing!
Eve paces, frenetically spilling her guts.
Last time I spoke to her was 9 hours ago, and she was not answering her phone. She was off with some bearded Zeus who I know is not her uncle. Sorry, I need to get my fucking glasses. Okay. Last time I spoke to her was 9 hours ago. She was not answering her phone. She was off with some bearded Zeus who I know wasn't her uncle. Mark and TSA told me she got arrested, and I logged onto her account and it said she was on a flight and it made an emergency landing in Alaska.
The family stares at Eve in confusion.
Oh, wait. I think I get what's going on here. Bernie tried to do that weird Alaska prank on me too, but I didn't fall for it because I'm not an idiot.
Why aren't you doing anything? Didn't you hear what I said? Bernie's in trouble.
Eve looks up in shock at Bernie, who has re-entered the living room. Eve runs to Bernie and wraps her arms around her.
Bernie, you're alive, thank God.
The family watches them with judgment.
Well, now that that's settled, Eve, care to spin?
The girls break their hug and Eve takes her place with the family. She spins the dreidel.
None, gimble, hey, shin, watch that dreidel, spin, spin, spin.
We pan off of the family delight to the mantel. A mensch on a bench's eyes suddenly spring to life, glowing like the elf on the shelves did. Bernie feels the gaze and stares at the doll. It winks at her. She jumps. Laughter and ignorant bliss drown out the scene. Chiron, 1 year later. Interior, O'Hare, Christmas Eve. The airport is once again decked with holly. Bernie and Eve, both sporting the Spirit Airlines flight attendant uniform, are on the moving walkway. Eve has been timing Bernie's speech.
We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card on the front.
Really good.
We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card in the seat pocket in front of you.
3 minutes, a new record.
Yes!
You're gonna nail your first flight.
Couldn't have done it without you.
I know. We did it together.
Bernie and Eve arrive at a checkpoint and show their badges to Agent Gimble, who winks at Bernie as she passes. Eve notices the exchange.
You two smashing?
Yeah.
Bernie and Eve reach a fork. They pause to say goodbye.
Wish me luck.
Luck is just destiny in disguise.
Stop quoting your psychic. Sorry. Pastor.
Merry Christmas, Bernie.
Eve walks away and Bernie looks up through the glass roof of O'Hare Airport and into the sky. We see a plane take off and moments later, if you squint hard enough, a sleigh.
Merry Christmas.
The end.
Yeah!